Hi, I'm Glenn, City Valley Fishing Field Team, COAF Field Team on YouTube, and this round, what do we got for you? We're talking Sabiki rigs. We've been making these Sabiki do-it-yourself slab molds with the Do-It mold that we purchased the other day. Well, how do we rig up that Sabiki? Correction, the Sabiki rigged slab and jig rig. And well, we'll start out with the components. 30-pound test line. We'll also have some 20-pound test line right here, and all mono, and then 12-pound test line. The 30-pound is going to be the main line. The 20-pound is going to be the connection where we're going to connect it to the slab rig or the slab lure, and then the 12-pound is what we're going to use for droppers to the jigs. So it's basically the Sabiki rigged slab and jig rig. And describe what we have. We'll take about a 3-foot section, so about yay long section, so about maybe 3 feet, and then about another 2 feet of 20-pound test. Okay, we'll take the 20-pound test and the 30-pound test and connect it with a barrel / blood knot, whatever you want to call it, right here. And then from here we'll attach the slab. In this case, we're going to be using this little 5/8 ounce slab that yours truly made the other day with the mold. So let's go ahead and put it on there real quick. So there's the slab. There's 20-pound test. It's now about maybe 18 inches where the barrel knot is. And then from there, we've got the 30-pound test mono. That's going to be the main line. We're going to take the 20-pound mono, and we're going to take the end of it. This is the part that's going to be connected to the line that's going to the rod. We'll just make a simple perfection loop right here. And from there, on the first connection section here, and attach the jig. So that'd be our first jig. It's about basically 18 inches with a little dropper. We're going to use the barrel knot that was used to connect the 20 and the 30-pound test, and use an uni-knot and basically slip it on there and tighten it, and it'll jam up against that knot, and then you'll have this baby right here. Okay, about another 12 to 18 inches from where that barrel knot was and that first jig, we'll just basically take an overhand knot, jam it tight, and then we'll do the same thing. We'll take a length of that dropper and do a uni-knot to connect it and jam it shut, and there you go. And then from there, about another 12 inches, we'll do a third one, and that'll be the final one, which I haven't tied yet, but basically this is where we'll do the same thing that we did with the other two. And the reason why we used to put the line through and then do the uni-knot, what we found is that didn't really matter. And what we also found is on the fly, when I break one off, I'll just go ahead and tie on another dropper using the same method and just jamming it up against the overhand knot or that barrel knot. And when we say that dropper, what we do is we take 12-pound test mono, tie it with an improved clinch knot to the jig, and about maybe a foot of line here, just to give me some room to play with. And we'll have these kind of ready to go to replace any that break off. And in this case, let's go and show you how I did that. I'll do the last one out of this slab and jig rig, Sabiki style. All you do is you take the jig and the line and basically do an uni knot, and the bigger the loop you make or circle to make that uni knot, the longer of a dropper. So I want to make this one kind of tight, so I'm going to make a little one about maybe an inch diameter, and basically do an uni knot here, about 4 or 5 passes. Okay, so about 4 or 5 passes. I'll continue to hold the jig in place up against the main line, and then I'll just tighten up here to jam that uni knot up against the main line. So now I've got the main line in hand, I've got the jig right here with that 12-pound dropper and that uni knot, and it's jammed up against the line, the 20-pound, or correction, the 30-pound line, and I'm just going to pull and jam it right up against that overhand knot. And then that's your Sabiki style rig. And what's nice about it is when you have a break off, all you do is just grab another one of your jigs with the dropper and tie it on via the uni knot, and you have another one ready to go. And I replace these multiple times or it's broken off for whatever reason, I can quickly retie and be ready to go again. All right. So this is the 3 Sabiki rig jig and the slab. So here's a slab on a 20-pound line. From the 20-pound line, it's a barrel knot or blood knot that's attached to the 30-pound main line. Then a dropper Sabiki style tie, basically an uni-knot jammed up against the barrel knot to give the first jig. And then the next one is an overhand knot on the main line and then jammed up against it with that uni-knot for the second jig. And then for the third jig, same thing, basically 12 inches or so, 16 inch, 18 inch from the second jig, and it's jammed up again with an uni-knot. Then we have a perfection loop. And that right there is how yours truly have used this for casting without the surf on points, getting it out there and getting the fish to take, as well as just trolling, be it bottom bouncing or trolling in a kayak and just basically having them hit and getting some multiple hits. One other thing to keep in mind when you're setting this up is super glue. When I put on the little jig, I'll use some super glue on the jig head itself, jam it up there, and it doesn't slip after that. It stays pretty good. And then same thing holds true when I'm using a crappie jig. I'll add a little bit of glue, super glue, to the chenille portion of it, because then it doesn't unravel as quickly, if not at all. All right, so let us know how this works. We're going to be hopefully out there this weekend, maybe doing some of this Sabiki style slab and jig rig trolling in the kayak with some of these do-it-yourself molds, or correction, slabs that I made using that do-it mold. All right, do check back, and hey, let us know how this rig works for you. Definitely interested. It's been a go-to one over the years for us, and because we quit putting the line through that overhand knot and being able just to jam it with the uni-knot, we found that with breakoffs we can quickly get back in the game by just making another uni-knot and just jam it right in there. All right, next time we'll catch y'all later, and good luck and good fishing.